Hey there, lads and lasses. This, of course, is Thunderhand 64, coming at you live from the west coast of the United States. Here on a Friday morning, it is a little bit past 11 a.m., and that can only mean that it is time for some Buffooncraft SMP Season 6. And already we are off to an auspicious start in our chat with Genie Sage and Princess Tiny One. You guys can see the auto shoutouts there for both Genie and Sage. Both are buffoons. Both are super, super cool. Please check them out when they're streaming next. One day we'll have auto shoutouts for Princess Tiny One, I'm sure. With her little creeper heads there. Her little creeper head emotes. All right, so what do we have planned today? Well, let's start off by logging on to the server, shall we? Hello, display. Display, please. Please do the display thing. Oh, for God's sake. Technical difficulties, please stand by. Let's do this. Again. Once should be enough, but it's been that kind of a morning, so... First world problems prevail. Let's see. Not that. Not that. Oh, wow. Okay. We're going to have to go that route. Okay. Let's see. Let's go fetch the link back in Discord. I know the word first, just like I know the word cilantro. I still say cilantro would make a funny character name. Oh, cilantro, cilantro. Oh, look, everybody, cilantro is here. That would be a punch-worthy name. Let's see. Where am I going to get this link from? Down here, right? Okay. Back into OBS. Back into, yeah, here we go. Properties. Okay, there we are. Let's close out Discord because it's such a CPU hog. You were both live on the server as well? Yes, I saw that. All right, let's log in. Cilantro. That reminds me of Will Ferrell and Elf. Francisco. Ooh, that's a fun name to say. Let's see. And once more, night falls upon our Mushroom Island. Oh no, he's here. You betcha. Let me see. Let's do something like this. Stream status has been set. And of course, Thunderhand logs onto the server, and night turns instantly to day. Sun does dawn upon the server. The man himself is here. By the way, super rare mob head right here. And the mighty Lone Star, Lone! Lone is here to keep a genie in check. Because Lord knows I'm not going to do that. That's boring. I think the normal rule is Thunder logs on and it starts to rain. Yeah, usually. That seems to have been the case, right? Okay, so what are we going to do on the server today? Well, I can't see because his face is in the way. All right, so where are we at? We've got a couple of things to do. The Wacky Iron Farm has been completed. It is operational and producing way more iron than I ever thought it would. I could not be happier, actually. More pleased, more satisfied with its performance. It is super goofy. It cranks out iron for days. Very, very pleased. We'll go over and have another look at it just to make certain. So that's all set. So the next thing on the agenda really is the main build for Season 6. I'm not going to say what that is. It's in development in the creative test world. I have to test it out and make sure it's actually going to work first. I think it will. And if it does, it'll be the coolest, craziest thing I've probably ever built in Minecraft. Not that difficult, but really, really out there. Yeah. This will be another one of those infamous builds that lives on in Buffooncraft history, if I can pull it off. So I'm not ready to start building it yet. I still have to test it, and I've been dragging my butt in that in a little bit in the creative test world, but I think this weekend I'm going to log in there and just get to the point where I start placing blocks and starting to design it and see how I'm going to go about it. And then we can start to build it here on the server. And again, I'm not going to give I'm not going to show the design. I'm just going to let it reveal itself as I build it. That seems to be the standard Thunderhand way of doing things, and so we're going to continue that now. In the meantime, while that is in development, we have plenty of other little things to do around the server here to keep us occupied. And that's what we're going to be doing today, some of those kinds of things. All right, so as we look around the trade hall here, we have the cleric hall, we have the librarian hall, we have the farmer hall, and that... Oh my God! So we've put this in. The iron hall. That's what I'm going to call this one. Because for the most part, it's the iron trades are in here, right? And so this is all up and running. We got to do this super carefully. Pierce Brosnan is in place there. He's all set to go. We have our toolsmiths selling all the cool tools, right? We have our armorers over here selling all the cool armor. Right? There we go. Over here we have the weaponsmiths. The only thing we really need from them is swords, really. But the important thing with the three of these guys is that they have the iron trade. And that's a super easy way to get emeralds. Iron farm is right over there. So we just bring over the iron, we get emeralds. Now, sure, we have the pumpkin farm and the melon farm over here as well to get emeralds this way. Now we have two ways of getting emeralds. It's really fast. Super easy. And then if we have to rekit, which we have had to do a surprising number of times this season so far, even for me, we can now do that super fast. So, also I was thinking as I was installing this hall, This is what we should have done at the beginning of Season 6. We should have taken notes from the beginning of Season 3. Now, I had to drop out of Buffooncraft for Season 3, but I was there at the beginning of the season. And what we did at the beginning of the season is we instantly, right away, we made an iron farm, and then we made the trade hall, and we set up the iron trade immediately. So we could use the iron from the iron farm for trading to do everything else. Then we set up the farmers with the pumpkin and melon farm and stuff afterwards. But the first thing that we did was we did the iron farm so we could just hit the ground running. It was really, really fast. And we didn't do that Season 6. Part of that was probably me not thinking about that. But for Season 7, I think that's the way in which we should go about it. So when Season 7 starts, Iron Farm right off the bat, just like Shut and Nebs did right off the bat. But Trade Hall should be a really simple trade hall with these trades first. And then that'll make everything else possible. So Season 7 plans already. Because this trade just can't be beat, you guys. It just can't. It's a super, super strong and efficient trade. So, all right. So we have the fourth hall into place. We did a little bit of the color coding, too. Right? So you have the farmer heads up here. And the color code for this one is yellow. Right? The librarians, I chose red for the librarians. I usually choose either red or white. I chose red this time. Even though I made their shulkers white. I don't know. Maybe I'll change it to red. We'll see. Then the clerics over here, I made them purple, right? So the color code is purple. And then for the iron farm, I made the color code white, only because it's the mix of all the other colors. White is all colors, right? The iron's kind of whitish, you know, so whatever. I figured I'd put that on there, and I color code this one white. That way when you're just, I mean, they're all identical, more or less. They have some features in here that separate them out. But that way the color code is just a quick way of getting your orientation in this. I mean, this is this kind of pattern, I think, is dihedral group 4, or is it 8? Because it's rotational and mirror. I think it's dihedral group 8. And so it has 8 types of symmetry, right? And so it's easy to lose your bearings in here. It just makes it a little quicker, right? So, right. So we took a little time and we installed our fourth hall, got that up and running. But no goat horn. So we need a goat horn for this one. Now, we have, I believe, this one. Now, I got to be careful doing this. This one is Ponder. This one is Feel. Hey! No. Oh no, it's got a cooldown on it. Think. There's always a mistake with this. Did that close it? Good. Okay. Sorry, fellas. So you guys got a free demo if you haven't seen this. Most of you have seen this already, but hazardous, but hilariously so. See, usually I accidentally eat and then have to use the horn to fix it. This time I accidentally used the horn and I used the eating to fix it. So we have Ponder, we have Feel, and we have Sing. Right? And so what is the fourth one? Is Seek. All right? So those are the 4 easiest horns to get. And so I need to get the Seek horn. I have 2 goats in case you want to get started on a goat breeding program. Yes. And we have mentioned this before. I just don't want to risk your goats. And so also, it just so happens that we have right over here across the water And maybe Bobby will at least render in the silhouette. Yeah, there it is. So you can see the opposite shore to the northwest right over there. And just beyond that is the Jagged Peaks biome. And on that Jagged Peaks biome are goats very close to home. So I went over there and I name tagged them and I stuck them in boats, goats in boats. And now what to do with those? Should I make a goat horn farm? Floats your goats in boats. And they eat the wheat, not the oats. Stop it! Rhymes are the simplest form of humor. Let's do some sleeping. Doesn't mean it's not funny, though. So, goat farm is on the agenda. Now, where to do the goat farm? We could do the goat farm, Sage. We could do that over at your place. If you want to do a goat farm there, I won't do a goat farm here. I'll just set up some temporary thing so I can get the horn I'm looking for, and then I'll let you build it over there. All right? If you want to do the goat farm, I'll let you do that. If not, I'll just build one down here. Or we could do the thing, since we're far apart, we could have a northern goat farm and a southern goat farm. I saved a couple just in case. Yeah, I see you have the two of them there. So I got three of them actually, and then bred up a fourth. Feel free to build one there. Okay. Well, that's the other thing. If I'm gonna build one, I'd rather build one down here. Like I said, I don't mind having two, but I'd rather build one either at the Jagged Peaks, or I'd rather put one on my island here because my base is very, very big. And the more structures I have on it, the more it looks like a base and not just a dumping ground for guts of farms. So if I am going to build one, I will build one here. It doesn't mean I wouldn't also build one over at your place, though. Because like I said, we could have a north and south. But we have a north and south mob farm, right? And it's just the convenience of having one locally. My consideration for building one over there on the Jagged Peaks themselves is it's a kind of cool to have a place to do a little bit of traveling to get over there. And it's a cool looking location, right? So in the southern tunnel, we'd have a branch that leads off and you go to the Jagged Peaks and then there's a goat farm, right? But also it would be kind of cool to have another structure on the island here, right? So not sure how many goat horns we need in total. Well, that's another thing I'm thinking, right? All of them. Let's see. So, yeah, we do have options for goat farms. I'm in your chat listening to. Yes, I know. My number one stalker. I mean, viewer. I'm right now leaning towards building one here on the island somewhere. And then maybe I build another one over it. But like Sage is saying, not sure that the goat horns are in high demand. I really just need the one. I just need the seek horn. So on the server, I did ask the buffoons, hey, does anybody have the seek horn? You know, that's the one I need. So, you know, I don't do everything the hard way. I do ask first. So, but I didn't get a response. It was up there for about a week, so I figured, okay, well, let's just go do it. We'll go do it and get it done. So, is that a flash of light? Okay. Or is it just a particle effect? So, goat farm is something with which we can occupy ourselves while we are developing the main build. Another thing that we need to do is get this bee farm under control. So these bee farms are super cool. They have one kind of drawback, though. They don't have an off switch. And so you can see it leaves items floating around when the chests back up and they get full. And that's bad for server lag, amongst other reasons. Server lag especially. So we need to get a lid on this. And again, these don't tend to lend themselves to off switches very well. There's ways in which we can go about that. For example, you could do it the hard way, which is take out all of the bottles and take out all of the shears out of the dispensers, and then it won't work. There are other ways to do it, like, for example, block the entrances and exits. Like maybe put a piston under here, push the block up, but then it breaks the flowers. There are things you can do like that. But what I think I'm going to do for this kind of farm is just incinerate the excess production. And maybe do some auto crafting of some blocks. But I don't know about that. I'm not... making an incinerator, I think, would be the best way to go about this. I think that would be the best way. You can see all the hoppers are backed up, right? Because this thing just runs all the time, right? And it doesn't have an off switch. Doing things like locking the hoppers doesn't help because then the items just float above, right? So we need an overflow of some kind. And what I'm thinking on doing is just pulling this off sideways and just having it drop down into an incinerator. And I can just put an incinerator unit there and another one right here. Right, this would act like a pass-through filter, and then have the other hopper over here, maybe even just pointing down with a dispenser or something into a fire, and that takes care of that. So, yeah, we could do that. I think that would be the easiest way to take care of this. And so I think that's what we're going to start on. That's what we're going to work on today. We'll do that first, and then we'll see what's left over to do in the rest of the stream. Like I said, there's plenty of stuff that needs to be done. Let's start with a couple of uppers. We can do something like that. Now, I believe if I take this hopper and point it this way, that might act as a... Well, let me think about this for a moment. Let me think about this for a moment. If I do this, if I do, now I got to be careful about, I got to take a look and see what's above this. Is this part of the, yeah, I can't go busting that, so I got to be careful. What happened to that other block? There should be some bricks. Really? It just vanished from the inventory. Really? There should be some black stone bricks around somewhere. Did they pop into... They can't. These are full. I broke a block and it vanished, you guys. You guys. Friends. Friends, I broke a block and it vanished. Not cool. All right, let's just do that, shall we? If you're going to be that way about it, I'm going to be that way about it. How's that? Okay, let's just do a little test here. Ah, yeah, there you go. Nice one, Sage. Nice one. Yeah, see, I don't see any hitboxes around. And then outside either. I think of all the possible places that could have popped away to. Because I broke it here, I can see it maybe jumping. Could it have gone? Wait. No. No. There it is. Hands, please. Okay, so it sequestered itself up into there. So, mystery solved! Okay, everybody, that's the stream. So, thanks for dropping by. Did I leave my bed over here? I think I did. All right, maybe I have a spare one in my basic kit. No, I don't. That is the only one I have. Since nobody else sleeps on the Buffooncraft server, I guess I'm going to have to go over and do that. Usually I don't leave my bed laying about. In regards to the rain, the Thunderhand giveth, the Thunderhand taketh away. Let's go, boy. Yeah, okay, all right. Please, it's for your own good. I'm in an ancient city, so nothing spawns here. You are in a mushroom. You know, I have died 2 times already AFKing on this mushroom island. Once out in the open right here at this very farm, I was AFK. There was a thunderstorm. And despite the irony of the branding, a lightning bolt came down right next to me, spawned a trap horse. Since the trap horse was right here, it immediately activated the skeleton riders who murdered me on sight. So there's that. The second time was over there at the iron farm, and you can see I have game insomnia. You might be able to see it. So I made myself a little booth right here. You can see the lightning rod, and there's the little booth right there. And I sequestered myself over there, figuring, okay, no more of that stuff. Put a lightning rod. Everything was all set. I even installed a hopper there into a chest, standing on top of the hopper. Thunderstorm came, struck me with lightning because I had the lightning rod a little too low, and struck me, and all my stuff was gone. I don't know how it was gone. I was standing on top of a hopper leading into a chest, but it obliterated me and all of my gear. So, yeah. Mushroom Island, not as safe as you would think for AFK. Yeah, see, you can see the items are just backing up and flying all over the place, which is, I guess it's kind of comical to see. Morning, fellas. But we have to deal with this because, lag-wise, it's not a cool thing for the server. All right. Honeycombs go over on this side. Right, and like that. Let me see. If I take this now, and this is actually what I want to check. Let's go and get these out of the inventory because otherwise we won't be able to get any work done. What I want to see, and I think this is valid, what I want to see is if this will pull vertically before that pulls horizontally. And it does. Good. Okay, so that worked out rather well. And that's how redstone works, people. So the Mushroom Island is safe for thunder except during thunder. Yeah, so like I said, which is a little ironic considering the branding. He's his own worst enemy, everyone. That wouldn't be the first time someone said that. So let's go in and we will install. Let's see if we can shoehorn. Now, dropper or dispenser? I'm thinking since it's just excess items, dropper might be okay. I wish I could use a water stream here for this, but there's just not enough room for it. And the configuration doesn't lend itself well to that. So we could put dropper here. We could then put fire there. And then we just need a clock. All right. And so I think we have room for a clock right here. Cool. All right, this is doing its thing. Let me see. So what kind of hopper clock do I want for this now? Let's light this last so we can see what's happening and we don't incinerate ourselves in the process. Now, am I going to do the sage with the... No, I can't because I needed to tick, tick, tick over and over again, not a one-shot deal. All right, so this is going to require an observer clock. That's what this is going to require. We can start by just installing the guts of it right here. We do that. No. Hands. Observer. We did the dirt thing. It's time for the observer now. All right, so if I do this. All right, now I was hoping the dropper would do better than the dispenser, but it's still just dropping one item at a time. So it doesn't really dropper versus dispenser, I don't think really makes that much of a difference. Now, you might hear it doing its fire, fire, blank, fire, fire, blank. I think it's doing that only because it's loading because of its 2-tick rate at which it operates. Without anything in it. Yeah, see, dropper does the same thing. So dropper, dispenser doesn't really matter. Right? The dropper has a smilier face. Smilier. Whereas this one's like, oh my God! Of course, it won't matter because it's going to be pointing down anyway, right? So I'm going to go with dropper. They're cheaper to make anyway because you don't need the darned bow. All right, so we do this. We do that. We get those out of the inventory. Okay, let me see. At some point, I'm going to have to pull a comparator off of this. And there's not much room. In which to do that. And I also have to be careful for redstone signals crossing over up into these slabs, too. Oh. And thankfully, what's above this doesn't seem to be locking this hopper. That's a good thing, too. Yeah. That's a good thing, too. In fact, you know what? Just to be sure. Oh, well, I couldn't do that, though. Yeah, it kind of has to be like this. Yeah, I don't think that the redstone is going. The redstone of the sorter above it is going to interfere with it. It might. It doesn't appear to be. Let's have a butcher. This is my main concern. This. Okay. The slab, though, is just supporting the comparator, so there's no power to it. But this block above it does have power to it. Now, that block only gets power when this reaches a level of 5. I think we're okay. But let's see what happens. Let's set up a... Well, let's do the sleeping thing first. Let's see, let's do that. Do I have a lever? And it is a lever, not a lever. Let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, no chests. Are you kidding me? All right, there might be some in the basic kit, right? I always carry chests in the basic kit. Really? Okay, we can do something like... Oh, you know what we can do? We can feed it into a shulker. Okay, that'll work. All right, so if I put some items in here... Okay, and what I want to test is if I power the block above it... Yeah, it does lock the hopper. But you know what? I think we're still going to be okay. Because that hopper will only lock when that... This hopper here, will only lock when that signal reaches 5 from the nest. And then, so it should only lock momentarily, and then when that drops and empties out. Right, we should be okay. I think we're going to be all right. So it will lock only for a moment. Only for a moment, then the moment's gone. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so the overflow will lock momentarily, but this won't. Things will still go into the chest. It should be okay. It should be okay. It's not exactly a desirable outcome, but it shouldn't affect the way that the farm works. All right. We could next... Now, how do I want to set this up? I need to read this. And in order to do that, I want to see items. Dang, I need glass. And I don't think I have any spare materials over here, do I? I think it's not. Well, there's glass bottles. Shut up. All right, let's... You know what? We'll just go buy some from the... We'll just go buy a stack from the librarians because they're closer than going all the way over to the depot, the workshop, right? I tell you, it sure is nice having your own personal trade hall like this, right on site. Super cool. Emeralds. Okay, that's enough. That should be enough. Why, thank you, sir. Done and done. Back to work. Let's go, boy. Okay. So the reason why I want the glass here is I need a comparator up there, but I also want to see the fire down below. Why? Because I'm a little pyro. Well, I'm not a little pyro. 6'1", 200-pound pyro. Let's get... I need a comparator, at the very least. All right, so that goes out like that, so we can read the output of this. Now, there was a way I could do this. Where I could just drop off the observer onto the face of the other observer and then to pick it up again. So I could either have this piston move in and out this way, but there's not really a lot of room for that. So we could have it slide back and forth that way, and I think that's a bit better. Now, of course, I have to relearn this again because my brain is like a sieve. Oh, that's a problem. So the power from here is powering that piston. Not a good thing. So see, we're running into some problems here. All right, so we can do this. And we're going to have to go vertically with it. Not a deal breaker, but still. Actually, it'd probably save a little room having... thunder, really? Probably save a little bit of room having this in the floor instead. Probably just make this redstone that much more compact. Let me think about this. This has to go this away. Your observer's wrong. It's pointing the wrong way. Yeah, we know. Nope. Yep, that'll do it. Okay, and you know what I might do just to keep the items contained? I might do something like that. Items still might pop out through there, though, under this hopper, maybe. I don't know. I think they'll be all right, though. We can do something like that just to make sure. It's a little messy, but it's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. So I might use observers for a good part of this. Because if I do something like this. Oh, in fact, I could use a target block there if I have to, but see, it'll drop the observer off until this is empty, and then it'll come down and it'll drop it off in the lower position again, like that. If I don't do that and I use just a straight redstone line off of this, this thing will move up and down, so you'll get this ka-chung, ka-chung, ka-chung. It's really annoying. So, yeah, let's not do that. Okay. One of the problems we do have, though, with this is we need a T flip-flop, which means we need a copper bulb, because otherwise it seeing that comparator come on and then off will activate this and then deactivate it in the same instance, which is always a pain in the butt. So how do we get around that? We get around that like so. We take a comparator like this. We do that. We come over here with a copper bulb. And by the way, copper bulbs need to be waxed or fully oxidized, one or the other. Because otherwise, they will trigger when you don't want them to, as they achieve, their various states of oxidation. Okay, all right, we're fine, we're fine. What we can do with this, this is super simple from here on out. We can run the redstone right across there with just a redstone wire. It looks a little janky, but it works well. Is the glass block affecting that? In some way in which I don't understand? There it is. Okay. Wow. Okay. So the glass block does that, huh? When this is finished, it should stop. Should being the key word. Doesn't look like it's going to be finished for a while, so let's help it out. It's not doing its thing. just go in there. Of course, here I have the the flint and steel right in my hands. Okay, there we go. And I'm just doing this because I just want to speed up the process just so I can see it shut off. And I would like to do that before the end of the stream. Of course, it probably won't unless we lock that hopper, because these are going to keep feeding into it, right? So let's do that. Let's temporarily lock the hopper so we can get this to empty out. There, the hopper stops. All right, let's do this. Is it locking the dropper as well? Really? You're kidding. All right. All right, you want to do it that way? That's fine. Okay, this is something I was a little concerned with. Yikes. Oh, that's so close to that incinerator. See how close that is? We have items in our inventory, we can't grab it. There we go. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have that there. All right, so these items are not feeding into this any longer. It's trying to, but it's pushing it back up. So I think what I need to do what happens? Somehow we're not getting a redstone signal out of this anymore when this is full. Okay, now it is. But I don't remember putting that in subtract mode, people. Unless the copper bulb needs a signal of 15 to go. Yeah, that's probably what it needs, right? So when this gets a full signal strength, then this will kick on. But we can do something about that. If I have a repeater coming off the back of this, then no matter what that comparator outputs, the repeater will give it full strength, right? See, you'll get the full signal strength that way. The other thing is, I guess I could have put the repeater down here too, right? In fact, yeah, I might be able to make that a little bit more compact. In this case, it's just a, yeah, it's not really that big of a deal. And then if I put the redstone here, there it is. That's a little bit better redstone, I feel. Right? But now, it's, so I think I have it working in the opposite way. There it goes. All right, so your initial condition has to be in place. Bye-bye, Jeannie. Oh, okay. Off to lurk. Okay, alrighty. Thank you for dropping in the stream. I think we'll be seeing you soon. I think. All right, we have some mod stuff we got to do. Yeah. The tag says no soliciting. Ah, solicitors, eh? All right, so this thing will just continue to run until... Oh, this is good. All of these are empty, particularly that one. You can see it's counting down, but it's okay because we have this repeater up amplifying the signal. So this signal gets lower and lower. You still get a full signal strength coming out into the copper block. Technically, since I'm not going to... Oh! Observer. It still seems to be working well without the observer, though. Because this is how I want this to work. I don't want the piston going up and down. I think the piston goes up and down if we do this. No? Okay. I think the piston goes up and down if we don't have the repeater and this signal decays by one level each time and this just jumps up and down. It's annoying. Let's help this out. Help this along a little bit, shall we? There we go. Now, hopefully, when this thing empties out, this will shut off. That's the idea. the other thing is I want this to pull from this hopper before this pulls from this hopper. So will it pull down before it pulls out? Pulls sideways. Maybe. Maybe, Bobby, baby. Man, I put all of my chests in storage. I usually have chests either in my redstone, in my tech box, or I have them in my basic kit, but not this time. We are at 12:05. Okay. This is still doing its thing. Yep. That's still doing its thing. That's still doing its thing. Hopper is full. That's okay. But as items... there. See? Some more items came down, but because the chest is full, they went here instead of here. All right, so we can test that now by doing something like this. And we should not see items coming into here now. But this bothers me that this isn't turning off. So, and it's because of the copper bulb state. So copper bulb might not be the way to go here. I think maybe a regular block will do it. I was thinking we were going to use the observer, but we probably don't have to now. We can probably do that. And then if I do this, yeah, I think that's going to work better. I think that'll work better. Yep, that does it. Now, we should not see this come on because this has an open slot, and so this should fill before that fills. That's what I'm thinking. And while we're waiting for that to do its thing, we'll do some sleeping, and then we're going to take a break and run some ads because we're somewhere around halfway through the stream. And at that point, that's when we usually do that kind of a thing. Okay. Yeah, there we go. And that didn't come on. Perfect. It works. I don't know how I'm going to get a view of this, but there we go. That might be a thumbnail. Maybe. And with the little honeycombs in my hand. No, I don't have any. Okay, good enough. Redstone in the hand is a good thing. That's a good thing. All right, with that, I'm going to take a short break. I'll run some ads, and then we will resume. We shall resume. I'm going to log off the server. I'm on a Mushroom Island. I should be safe, but we know that that's not always the case. So, yeah. Okay, and we're back. Let's make a few minor adjustments here. Oh, the camera's gone all blurry. I set the camera so there's no autofocus, and it keeps changing itself back to autofocus. Please don't do that. Let me. Dear Windows, when I set something, could you not like do me the favor of setting it? Can it just be let me take care of the focus of the camera? I'll do that. I don't need any help with that. Thank you very much. Help being in quotes. All right, let's stop talking to inanimate things and get back onto the server. Get some work done. Hey there. Oh, redstone works. It works. I like it when redstone works. I love it when a plan comes together. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so let's just take this and we'll just duplicate this onto the other side over here. And you know what, let's going to start dropping off some blocks, but I don't think we're quite ready for that yet. Let's go over to here like this. And we'll wow, is the inventory? Yeah, okay. Does middle mouse wheel not work? Oh, because technically that's a glass. There's my Chinese accent again. There's a grass block there, not a dirt block. Okay, all right, whatever. Let's reset the playlist. There we go. God, is there anything I can dump from the inventory just so I can get one inventory space? Oh, there we go. And so I need a dropper. Right there. I think I went with dropper over here, did I not? Dropper, yes. Okay. And why? Because it had a funnier face. Okay, so we've done that. I think I did something like this. And then I did something like that. And then I have one in front of the hopper itself for some reason. Let's see, but not yet. We need to... Come on, baby, light my fire. Right here. Okay, that's good. We need to read said dropper. Okay, that worked. Nice. That worked by meaning it was placed the way I wanted it to be placed. Not always the case with the comparators. Alrighty then. We need an observer coming off what the back side of this. So I need that for a temporary block. We can do that. That next. Then I think we need a repeater, right? We have a repeater coming out into this block. Another cool thing we could do is put a redstone lamp here. That would be kind of cool. But I don't know. Do we have? I think I have redstone lamps still. It just makes redstone look cool, right? When you do things like that. We do this. Another comparator. Comparator has to read this into that, so it needs to stay there. Then we need a little blob of dust right there. And then we're going to need a repeater right there coming out. And then we're going to need a little bit of redstone dust right there. Now, what I'm wondering is, why? Why? Because this needs to do this, and we're going to get our inventory completely spammed with bottles of honey in just a moment here. Now, what's going on with this? So, again, does this whole thing have to fill up? It shouldn't. Oh, this is facing the wrong way. Thunder. There we go. See, I don't mind so much making mistakes nowadays because I can usually quickly figure out what the mistakes are. And that's okay. I don't mind making mistakes if I can just look at it and say, all right, okay, I can say I goofed that up there, right? Think I'm good here. Let's go get some more of these bottles. And sure enough, when this thing empties out, if we remove a slot in here, we should see this is sucking the bottles down before it sends them across, before this sucks them across that way. And that's what we want. Because then it does what? It acts like a... Why are these sideways and not facing up? Okay, now this seems to be going up and down one at a time. That's because it's only receiving them in that. Good. Yeah, it's only receiving them like one or two at a time. So that's why it seems to be going up and down like that. But now we could rig this up so the dropper comes on only when the dropper is full. But that kind of defeats the purpose of it because, yeah, you need the buffer. That may seem like it's a little bit annoying. Oh dear. Now, why is that happening? Do you see how they're all choked at this hopper? That must mean that this hopper, for some reason, is backing up. Because it shouldn't be backing up. Why does this hopper not just dump completely into the other hopper? Why is it only doing that one bottle at a time? Maybe because it's supposed to be doing that at one bottle at a time? I don't know. I mean, it works. It does its thing. Okay, what should happen next now? See, that's what I want to have happen. Just like that. Now, I could put on some sort of... I could rig up the redstone so this only will start maybe at one of these slots, right? Like 16. Or kick in at a redstone signal of 15, and then this will come on. I guess I could put an autocrafter on it. Well, autocrafter would only allow me to set it to 9, but... Now, the next bottle that comes through here now should go into here and not into here. And only when this gets, or this gets full, this should kick on. I could also, instead of reading the dropper, I could read this hopper too. I could do that. Once this hopper is full, then this will kick on and pull everything else out. I could do that. But that means that this would sit at that. This would constantly stay on. Yeah, so I really have to have it read like this. There's no other way around that. Okay, but I think we're good here. I think we're done. Run outside and do a little bit of sleeping. This is good because this has been annoying me for quite some time. Just knowing that the items are floating and backing up on the server and stuff and lagging the server. I don't know to what extent it's lagging the server, but... I was also thinking sometimes the hoppers may not be grabbing these items and they float kind of on the border here. But I think it's just that the hoppers were full. If not, we could take these grass blocks and we could replace them with mud blocks and then put another row of hoppers under these, feeding into these, because the hoppers would suck the items down through the mud blocks into the hoppers. So we could do that as well, but I don't think it'll be necessary now. I think it's just the backup that was causing the items to float, and maybe I'll do this on the generation server as well. So now, one thing that does happen is when the hives get full like this, they stop dispensing. And it's part of the way it triggers the redstone signal. So these need to have an initial state of 0 in order for them to work. If they back up to an initial state of 5, then they no longer do their thing. So I may have to go into these and empty these out. So we can do that, but I want to take care of my inventory here first. So let's put the things back together down here. Let's do that, that, and that. this, this, and this. Okay, I think we're... What happened to my item frame with the honeycombs on it there? You know what? I'm wondering if this broke while I was fighting off the... Yeah, while I was fighting off the skeleton riders. I wonder if this broke. And then I didn't notice it because I was in the heat of battle. I didn't notice it. All right, so we'll put that back in place. Let's do that with the honey bottles. Let's put all the honey bottles in the same spot. That'll help. Hawk, please, hands. Put one lighting source there. It's not super necessary, but... All right, let's also do that. Actually, let's do that. Now, some of this stuff will show through from the front side, which is, it's a little annoying, but it's not that bad. I can deal. I can deal, people. Yikes. That's why we put the glass there. Let's do this. Please, hands. Please. All right. Interior-wise, I think we're finished here. Exterior, we have a couple of things to do. We have to get our item frame over here. We need to replace that. And then we're going to need to deal with these. We can deal with those right now, as a matter of fact. Let me see. Let's do this. I might have a campfire somewhere. Basic kit. There might be a campfire in here, please. No campfire in the basic kit. Really? All right. You know what? I should keep a campfire here because occasionally I am going to have to do this. And that's, I have to manually go and remove all of these. Well, not all of them, but the hives that are full. And then empty them and then reinstall them. Yeah, because you don't want them to sit there at a level 5 because then they won't empty out. It's another common problem with that kind of a farm. If they get up to that level because the hoppers back up, then you have to sort of reset them. I found that that's the case on that. So lesson. Set up the overflow when you build the farm. that needs to happen. Not afterwards. Then we can empty out our inventory of these extraneous items. Let's do that. Let's see. I'm just going to put this... we need that. Blackstone goes over there. Glass goes over here. We do have a little bit of organization going on. And I was looking for a campfire. A campfire, like I said, I usually keep that in my basic kit. And frankly, I am shocked that it is not in there. Let's see what's going on here. These should go over in here. You know what's funny is these look remarkably like honey bottles, do they not? Okay. Okay. I can hear somebody at the front door. I will be right back. Okay, and I'm back. Sorry for having to take that extra break. You know, you get deliveries, and it's like, I wish I could specify just no deliveries between 11 a.m. and 1 o'clock p.m., but usually Mrs. Thunderhand will deal with that, but if it's something too heavy for her, then yours truly has to. It's okay. It's okay. Let's do this. Where am I? What's happening? What's going on? We were cleaning up inventory. Then we needed a glowing item frame, did we not? This one's full. Doing a little inventory management. Let's do this. And I needed a campfire too. And I think that's what I was going for. Now, I got to check these other chests. There might be a campfire in here, which seems odd. These chests, shulkers. That's what I'm trying to say. Here we go. Okay, glowing item frame. That might be in here somewhere. Are there any in here that I can use? That would be a no. Let's see. Sometimes... Yeah, those I wanted out of there. Let's just make them. Just make the item frame that we need. Shall we do that? Where is the label? Where is it? Right here. And I need this over here. crafting. And something like that. And something like that. And then something like that. Okay, that's good. I like that. Wood items right in there. And we're off. Let's do the sleeping. Let's get that out of the way. Soup! I got out of school. I hope not prematurely for any disciplinary actions, young man. How you doing, Soup? Welcome on in. Mr. Guts in Black Powder, Half-Life himself. Now, Soup, if I'm not mistaken, I think you're on the East Coast of the U.S. Am I right? Ouch. Oh, my face. All right, here we go. Let's head on over to here. I'm trying to pick out a block palette for the roads, the streets and roads and paths throughout here. So those should be going in fairly soon. I don't want to make any promises, but the brain hasn't come up with anything yet, but I've just started to mull that over now. There we go. All right. Honeycombs on that side, bottles on that side. Got it? Are we clear? Good. I like it. Look at that beautiful redstone in there. Okay, now we have a little something we have to do over here. A little business we have to take care of. So I find the best way to do this is thusly. We could do that. We could do that, and then I'll just manually take the hives over here. I just stick them on here, empty them out, put them back. You know. Once these guys go back in to do their work. Oh, okay. Maybe not. Hey! Did I not do the... Oh, this one doesn't have the silk touch. Oh, now my little bumblebees are going to die. Oh, no. Fuck. Thunder. Nice. That's the silk touch one. Aw. Sorry, dudes. Oh, you know what? That has an overflow on it. If those... Yes. We're gonna destroy our own hives. That's not good. Yeah, we lost that hive. Now we're gonna have to make a new one. It's not that big of a deal, but how are we gonna do this? Aw, look at that poor little guy. We'll have to make some more. What we can do is temporarily lock the hopper, maybe? We can lock this one in place. All right. If I put items in here, right. And then otherwise, and they won't go in here because of the honey bottles, we should be okay. Silk Touch Axe, all right. All right, guys, I have the Silk Touch. We should be good. Oh, sorry. For God's sake. Now he's going to die too. Poor Bumblebee. Oh, now they're all pissed. What are you guys upset at? I didn't do anything to you. Death, where is thy sting? Right there. All right, see, and it should save these, right? What happened to the others? But the hopper is locked. Okay, here they are. Oh, because this is locking that hopper too. Oh, that's a good thing though. That's okay. We're good with that. All right, so what we can do is we can do this next. And the way I like to do this is we block the entrance so they can't get out. Right? So if I do that, can I only take these from the front? From the bottom? Really? But then the bees will get out. I don't want the bees getting out. I don't want them getting out. Can they get out if I put a slab there? Or a wall unit, so I can click on... How did I do this the last time? I did this so easily the last time. Can I do... There, maybe they can't get out. And I can access this to get the honey out of it. Maybe not, right? I thought I could just click on this and get the honey bottles out. What's happening? How come I cannot do that? I'm confused. What am I doing wrong? Friends, viewers, what am I doing wrong? I know they're full of honey bottles. 5 for 5. It's full. I should be able to just click on them and pull out. I should be able to just pull them out. I don't get it. I've done it before. When I first set the farm up, one of the hives I had in place, I put in place when it was already full, and it wasn't sending any of its bottles. And so what I did is I just pulled it out of there. I emptied it, put it back in place, and then it worked. Pull what out? Speaking of Shut Mountain. Let's see. Why can't I get the honey out of these hives? I have them over the... They are full. They are over the campfire. Why can I not get the honey out? And you know what? Let's do this right. Let's just get a door. We'll build a little structure around it. We'll empty them out, and then we'll stick them back into place. We'll do it the hardest way possible. Good Lord. I don't know how I did it so fast the last time. The last time, I just set them up over the campfire, hauled the bottles out, and I was good. Honey bottle. Welcome on in, by the way, Shut. You guys can see the auto shout out there for the mighty Shut Mountain. Yeah, you streamed Helldivers last time, right? Got a little bit of that stream. I am not going to sleep off the night because the honey, the bees usually stay in their hive at night, and that would probably be helpful. I don't have to worry about them getting oot. So if I do this right, I do these all at nighttime, I may not even have to think about containment. Right, so let's just... You guys can see where I had the front of the hive open so I could access it. But I don't know, I'm right-clicking on it, and I'm not getting any of the honey out of it. Why not? Shut, did I forget how these work? Or can I only do that on nests? You need an empty bottle. Yeah, that's right. That's right. The bottles don't drop. It needs the bottles. Thank you. Ugh. But that's okay. See, I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind doing that. Just as long as either I figure it out or somebody tells me, that's fine. There we go. Just like that. And then we need to save that before it gets burned. Here's the next beehive. And let's just line them up like this so we can tell which ones have been emptied. This is 0 for 5. Okay, here's the next one, 5 for 5. No! Please, hands, just do the thing. 0 for 5, good. That's right. Okay, so these 5 have been emptied out. We should be able to go put them all back in place now. And the farm should be reset. And now, of course, we need to go make an extra one because we destroyed one. Thunder. Oh, for God's sakes, what are you doing here? Oh, get down out of there. You're going to cause problems. So here I am right-clicking directly on the hive. Yeah. How about we get you down from here first, all right? Yeah. Come on, walk towards me. All right, fine. I'm all out of patience. Right. I think this can go back into here for now. Right. And I neglected to go make a hive. Okay, we just need some planks, so we can run right over to the tree farm. We don't have to go all the way back. What am I doing for time here? Well, I'm almost at the end of the stream. Okay. This took way longer than it should have, of course. As usual. The man does not work with bees every day, as you can very likely tell. I need, what, 6 of these? Why is that not auto yet? I was thinking about it, and auto crafting. It's not a public bee farm. If it was the public bee farm for the server shut, it would have all the auto crafting in it. But I don't know. It's just my personal bee farm. I don't think it needs the auto crafting. If I figure out somehow that I need tons and tons and tons of honey blocks or something like that, then yeah, okay, maybe. But it's like, yeah, you know what? I don't need that. Not right now. Symmetry. Now, a lot of bees have perished in the upgrade of this farm. So what we've done is we've put overflow onto the farm. So the farm has an overflow feature because we were getting items backing up, because this does produce quite a bit of the combs and bottles. And things were backing up, and I don't want to lag the server. So I took this stream and I set up an overflow system here just to deal with the extraneous items. That part went well. But resetting of the hives, that did not go well at all. So, Let's replenish the population the next time they're out. Okay, there's one of you. We just need a couple of your friends to come on out. I know they're still alive. No, I meant auto harvest. It is set up for auto harvest, as you just saw. Oh, it is auto. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, what are you talking about? Oh, you saw me putting the hives in place. For that kind of farm, with the way that the redstone is set up, reading the hives and the nests, I found that if the hoppers back up, or if you install the hives or the nests at a level of 5 when they're full, they won't drain properly. And it's because of the length of the redstone and the signal on there. And so you have to reset them. Usually I just find if you take them out and reset them and put them back in so they operate at 0, then they never get up to 5, and they'll always... See, that's what I didn't want to have happen. Just come back into the... Now he's like, oh, I wish I could get inside to get in on some of that action. Yeah, you know. See, this should not be happening. So I'm thinking maybe the mud blocks instead of the grass with the hoppers. I might wind up doing that. The other thing would be to put the glass blocks instead of the window panes, and then the items won't pop out of them. But look, oh, I want to get in now. Just there. All right. So their numbers shall replenish. Replenish. Ugh. There we go. All right, so this should be all set now. Yeah, the glass panes. The thing is, you know, I like the look of the glass panes there. But, yeah, they're popping through, especially right there at the corner. That does kind of suck. But I don't know. I think they'll be okay. Like I said, one thing I could do, two things I could do, replace all of these with the glass blocks. But that looks janky. The other thing I could do is, maybe this would work, is I could remove the grass blocks, put the mud blocks there, put hoppers under the mud blocks, and maybe the hoppers, the extra line of hoppers, would suck the items through and into these hoppers faster than they would pop out through the glass panes. Why do I keep saying planes? Panes. So I could do that, but I don't know. I think it's going to be okay. I think we're all right. We're good here. Basic kit should be over here. He's already attached with a lead. Those go in there. This goes in there. We should be good. Yes. 2 extra boats. I think we're all set. Okay. Let's get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Is that in regards? Is that supposed to be some sort of honey reference? So, mission accomplished there. Nova, if you're watching the VOD later. Yeah, see what I mean here? That's a lot of items that aren't making it in. I think I'm going to have to go with the glass panes, whether I like it or... I mean, the glass blocks, whether I like it or not. And nighttime would be a good time to do that. Because they're sleeping. But you know what's weird? It really looks like it only happens with the honey combs, not with the... Yeah, it's too bad because this is going to look jank now. Hook. Overpowered pickaxe doing its thing. It's going to look jank. Look at that. Look at how awful that looks. Takes all the depth right out of it. I don't like it one bit. But it looks like it's totally necessary, so... I don't like the look of it at all. As you can tell, I am not pleased. I don't think I'm going to have enough, actually. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm thinking, what if I did trapdoors instead? But I don't know. Yeah, I think we're going to have to stay with this. And then, you know what? Maybe I can put some feature along the outside to pull the outside a little bit beyond the glass. Like I did that with stairs before, a few other items like that. Fuck. There we go. Morning, fellas. Now, I can't wait until the main build is finished so we can do some terraforming and stuff, because I like... One thing I do like about this farm is this back deck area, and this will be a beach area. You can look out over the water and stuff. It's going to be really cool. This should be doing its thing now. Any extraneous items should be being incinerated. Iron Farm doing its thing. You can see it doing its thing from here. It's so cool. Where's Bubbles? Oh, he's up there. Hey, dude. We're about to see him drop down to the next level. Here he goes. Next level. Immediately, Iron Golem is spawned. So cool. And there he goes. Pow. It's so cool. That Iron Farm kicks butt, you guys. Oh, my God. I mean, not only did we achieve the humorous kind of functioning of it, but the output of it exceeds expectations by a very, very wide margin. It's so cool. All right. Yeah, I'm past time to end the stream. But I think we're finished here. All right, Bee Farm, just please do your thing and don't lag the server. You know what? Let's log off over at the Iron Farm. Look, wow. That's so cool. And there he goes back at the top. And he does his gravity-defying peak at the top there of his loop. I just love that. I don't know. Should I make a tutorial video? I should at least make a feature video of this, I think, right? As like maybe a YouTube short or Instagram or a TikTok. I should do that. It's just too funny not to. Okay. Maybe right there somehow. Here comes our second dude. Boing. Okay, let's do this. Let's log off the server so we don't die. Always a good thing. Switch over to the camp scene. A couple of our friends are still streaming. I think Jeannie's streaming. Skip might still be streaming. Psych is still streaming too. I'm going to drop in and say hi to Jeannie. Jeannie's playing Phasmo. You know, I usually don't play games other than Minecraft, well, except on Sundays with Kachi. But I don't know. Kachi and I were talking about maybe doing a Phasmo stream sometime. All right, let's set up that raid. Okay, so there is the raid message in the chat. And if you would like to join us along on the raid, you can copy and paste that into the chat. I always encourage the... All right. I always encourage the viewers to join us along on these raids, even if you can't stay for the entire stream. At least drop in, say hi, and if you feel so inclined, a follow, some bits, some sub, that would be really cool. Let us set up the raid itself. No, not that. Did I type it wrong? There it is. Okay, so the raid is currently counting down for Cheska's Genie. Family-friendly viewers, just be reminded, Genie's stream is intended for mature audiences. There's some language and stuff in there, but she's super cool, super fun. We have a lot of shared community. She's a fellow buffoon, so chances are there'll be people in there that you know. Just remember that we do this Buffooncraft stream every Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Our next stream will be Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be Kachi time. And then the stream following that will be Wednesday. That'll be Generations from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we should be back in the Baby Zombie Rush beta world in creative mode, working on the Baby Zombie Rush game, BZR! So with that, thank you, everybody, for dropping by today. It was so cool to see you guys. And we'll see you again next time, raiding out to Genie right now.